it makes sense for the Dolphins to trade Jalen, but like, what teams do you think are interested in adding Jalen at his price tag? What is he even worth on the trade market? I don't think he's worth the first round pick, right? No way. Second round pick, third round pick. Like, I think that this trade is interesting and weird in a sense that I have no idea how to look at it for teams acquiring Ramsey. Are you just going to take the L in this deal to get Ramsey in?
So, first of all, I think the Dolphins are in one of those situations where everything's a huge mess. Because if we go back to the end of last year and the comments by McDaniel, he's talking about how guys on the roster, they don't even care about the fines. They're showing up late. No, they're not talking about the guys at the bottom of the roster, Mike. They're talking about like the Tyreek Hills and the Jalen Ramseys and Armstead, like these guys that they're not worried about losing $75,000. They're not worried about being cut because they're late. Now, I'm not saying that it is Jalen who's one of those guys, but like you can already tell that the organization is having some trouble. They've got holes in on the offensive line, and they've got holes on the defensive line, stuff like that. You think about getting rid of a player like Ramsey, but it's like maybe you just need to get younger, more competitive guys that are going to buy in to everything and hope that the leaders that do stick around are setting the tone. As far as teams I think that would be interested, you got to think about the Bills looking to kind of make that jump. And it's probably for me, like if I were the GM, comfortable with like third, fourth round pick. Maybe if I give up a third, there is a swap in there where it's like, we'll give away a third, but we want back a fifth type of a situation. The Buccaneers, another team that I think the roster's really great. You wanna look there. Also, like, what about the Rams? Like, if you're saying like, hey, we are close, we have Stafford for a year or two. Why don't you come back and see if we can repeat what we did a few years ago? So I think there's those type of teams that I would, consider where it's like he's going to go somewhere where they're going to contend. You're willing to give that situation up, and the Dolphins just need to kind of restart things here, because if they don't figure out something soon, like all of a sudden it starts to just tip in the wrong direction.
You've heard the teams that Ramsey's called out in like with his own words before, right? Like when he's been moving around the league before, been up for grabs before. His big teams were, one, he said that he wanted to be a Raider over the Rams when he left and ended up going to LA in the first place. And then two, in that process where he was getting traded from the Rams, he mentioned, he's like, I will not die until I play another football game with Derwin James and I'm on the field with 3 again. And it's almost like one way or another, at all costs, I'll play for free type attitude to make it happen with Derwin at some point. I always thought it'd be super unrealistic that Jalen would ever be available to become a Charger. I always thought like, if anything, the Chargers are dumb enough to let Derwin James go to the Jaguars or the Rams. So maybe we're on that list, Tony. I mean, how would you feel about adding Jalen to the Bolts?
Oh, I would be very excited about it. I do think that I don't think that's necessarily the time where he doesn't play for anything. I do think he's going to maybe try to get one more bite at the apple, and he's deserving of it. He's still a very he's a great player that you'd want on your team. I would be excited if we saw a breaking news thing and it's like the Chargers are acquiring Jalen Ramsey. I'm like, there it is. Every time something like that happens, I love to just shout, Super Bowl, here we go. Yeah. Like you just start saying crazy stuff because why not? I just think that he's going to want some sort of like contract extension or worked out where he is in the situation where he's getting some guaranteed money going into next season, wherever that next stop is. And I'm just not sure that the Chargers are in that headspace where that's what they're trying to do. Is say, hey,
we're having him. Yeah. They'd love to have Ramsey on the team, but they're not really buyers, and they haven't been aggressive buyers on the market, except for very select players at very select positions, like Mekhi Becton. That wasn't even a big buy. I mean, you got a huge, like a massive team-friendly deal in that deal from a Super Bowl winning guard just a year ago. It just excites me, Tony, because when you look at like what Cam Hart, Tarheeb Still, Benjamin St. Juste, who we just brought in, these guys' potential, like where do we want them to go? What is the perfect career path? Where is their top peak level of play, I mean, it could be right in front of them at practice every day. That would be so exciting to see. Also, all the Chargers fans wanted number 5, right? They wanted T. Higgins. Let's just get it.
Yeah.
6'3", not 6'5", a couple inches shorter. Plays the other side. He wears number 5. This still works.
All I got to do is put some tape over my Palmer jersey, and I get Utah right there.
Good luck to Palmer in Buffalo, by the way. That was one of the sneakiest signings of the offseason, for sure.
I have and will always root for that young man to succeed unless he's playing the Chargers. So, there you go. I hope he has one. He used to have some crazy games against the Chiefs. Now just go be the Chief killer in the playoff for Buffalo. They needed.
Keep doing it. I say the Bills should sign Asante Samuel Jr. also. Like, let's just keep. Basically, they could be our second team in case the Chargers don't make it all the way. Where it's just like it's the Chargers East.
Yep, you Bosa, Asante, and Palmer.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.